Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the X-Fan Show. I am your host, Spurge. As you see, Arlington is not here with me. He is indisposed at the moment, but I have a special guest host. I just really don't know if I want to bring him on or not. He's just, a little goofy looking. He thinks his mouth is as big as mine. He's playing with this studio in the background. But it is SAJ from San Antonio. What's up, man?
What is going on, my brother from another mother?
Dude,
it's so good to see.
I know. It's been a long time since we've done a show together.
It has.
And
it all started with me coming on and visiting with you 3 years ago on the X-Van show right here when San Antonio found out they got a professional football team.
Correct.
And here we are talking about more football teams.
Well, it's funny because normally, me and Arlington have transitioned. We're slowly transitioning away from the UFL, but not really, because there's always UFL stuff to talk about because we're here in St. Louis, and whether anybody likes it or not, we are the staple for UFL talk and stuff like that when it comes to the fan, right? But Jay, do you notice the shirt that I'm wearing?
I do. It, I think, goes along with this hat I'm wearing.
I think so what dropped today were the Continental Football League schedules of all 8 teams.
Only the biggest news that we've been waiting for since the announcement of the Continental Football League back in November, December, right?
Well, also since you guys lost your team in San Antonio. What's up, Bryson?
That is true, too. This is huge news for us. Because we've been talking here in San Antonio. All the fan base is abuzz about this new organization, good and bad, right? We have to be realistic and, let people know that both things are happening here. However, this schedule coming out gives much more credibility and concrete evidence that this league is going nowhere. We've already talked about where the stadium is going to be, what stadium we're playing at, actually. We've talked about the coaching staff and all of the players that they've already signed to contracts, including a legendary long snapper whose grandfather played with the original Toros team here in San Antonio in 1969. But this schedule coming out proves to you that there are contracts in place, that there are sponsorships all about, and that we will be having football at the University Incarnate Word Stadium this summer for the San Antonio Toros. And for the Continental Football League in general.
Right.
So now I don't know what else anybody's waiting for. People should be knocking down the door trying to get tickets for this thing.
So, Jay, I remember when I called you right before the San Antonio news dropped about the Brahmas leaving. I was like, hey, just want to give you something. I didn't tell you exactly what it was. I just said, hey, I want to give you a heads up. Don't be disappointed within the next couple days. but I want you to start looking at this other league, which was the Continental Football League. And at that time, I think the only team that really was announced was the Ohio Valleymen or Ohio Ironmen. And if I'm not mistaken, the Texas Syndicate was announced at that time.
It was.
Right. And then I remember it was literally the next day. The Brahmas were gone. You call me up. You're like, hey, dude, what's going on here? I'm like, listen, telling you, I think there's something. Right. Yes. The Syndicate and the Ironman. And I told you, I go, I think there's something coming in the pipeline in San Antonio. I was like, but pay attention. And then it was a few days later, it was like a week later, as we heard, as you've interviewed Josh, the managing partner of the Toros, how me and Arlington have interviewed Josh. Michael Lathrop, he was like, yeah, when we knew the Brahmas were leaving, we instantly reached out to the Continental Football League.
As they should, because
they have a team.
Let's be honest. The Ohio Valley Ironmen were the only team that survived the IFA experiment.
Correct.
And the reason why they survived is because they had an incredible revolutionary business plan. I don't know why other leagues hadn't already thought of this. But
well, there has been one team that's thought of this.
And now there's a whole league that's established on it. Okay?
Correct.
And we could spend hours talking about there's right how does that saying go? Art imitates life. There's people that are doing some other things, and we're not here to knock and do any of that other stuff. But it's just to say that people are finally realizing how good of an idea this is. That they're now starting to try and copy that same game plan. Okay.
Well, okay, Jay. So hold on, I'm gonna stop you here. So let's not get it twisted. There is one team. There is one team of all. Well, I mean, listen, soccer or football overseas has been doing this for years, where fans buy in and become owners of the teams, right? You know, like Michael Lathrop had said it on his show as he's talked to these owners and stuff like that. He's like, you know, I own investments in soccer teams across overseas, right? Jay, you're a Green Bay Packer fan. It is
right there.
The largest at the only time fan-owned team in the NFL, and it's been that way for over 100 years. So I mean, it's been done, but not to this level for a league like this.
Absolutely not. You have never had an organization that's been I shouldn't say completely funded, but specifically funded by the fans. And that's why this league has been dubbed, coincidentally, you know, you helped bring that up, but the People's League, right? It's the people like you and me, the diehards that are committed to making this thing work, that are going to actually make it work. But it isn't going to be just you and I. We need other people involved. But all the information is there. I've talked about it, and I'm going to do a shameless plug for my show. I don't care.
Go ahead.
We've talked about it ad nauseum on Texans Talking Football, specifically with Manny Matsakis and Coach Mike Kelly, right? Who are Manny's the owner of the Ohio Valley Ironmen. Coach Kelly is the commissioner of the league. We've talked about the financing, how this is structured, how this is going to work. All of this is public information to show you guys. Now, maybe all the numbers are not necessarily available because there's some financial information that the general public just does not need to know. But the structure is there to show you how this is going to work.
Okay,
and There is no. Go ahead.
No, finish what you're saying, because I'll remember what I'm going to say. So go ahead and finish what you're saying.
I was just going to say, based on other crowdfunding models and how we've seen it work in soccer across the world, we've seen it work with the Green Bay Packers. We've seen it work in several other areas. There is no reason why this model will not work. So I don't know what people are waiting for. Why are people so scared? Jump in and get involved.
So here's what I'll say. especially for you guys down there in San Antonio, because I would love to get a COFL team here in St. Louis. I would love to get a team here in St. Louis. I would love it because it's owned by the fans. The fans get to control it, right? It's the same with you guys. I mean, I really wish you guys wouldn't have went with the horns forward thing down there. I wish you guys would have thought of something different, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The only way this league fails is if the ownership of the team fails. That's it. Because it is funded by the fans. You can literally go to wefunder.com. I'm going to give that a shameless plug right now. Go to wefunder.com /COFL Syndicate, COFL Toros, COFL Ironman, COFL Dukes. Any of the team's names, just type in COFL right in front of it and type in the team name. And it will give you the breakdown of what the team is worth, the package of what you get when you buy your stock options and whatever. And it ain't just the fans funding this. I mean, I know the stuff that Josh is doing down there in San Antonio. I know the stuff that Quincy's doing in Austin. I know the stuff that John over at Tall City Gold is doing. I know the stuff Manny has done and is still doing. Hell, Mike Jones, the owner of the Arrows, entrepreneur, I know what he's doing. Now, the only one we don't know, and we are going to find out because they are a defending semi-pro champion, the Cincinnati Dukes, because we have owner Levar Barry on to tell us what they're doing in Cincinnati. If you're not buying into this, and now with the schedules, which we're going to get ready to go into here in a minute and talk about what we think of the schedules. If you're a fan and you're a fan of football and you've wanted to own a football team, this is your time to own one. Hands down.
There is absolutely no reason why anybody should be hesitant on jumping in at this point. The financial model has been tried and tested and proven to work. Okay, not just, like we said, the World Soccer or Green Bay or anything like that. It has been specifically tried in this league by the Ironmen. The Ironmen survived because of this business plan. Now, they didn't make $1 million, but they certainly weren't hurting, right? And that's with a league that fell apart around them. So they are the gold standard for this league. And everything with this business plan is modeled around that because it's been tried, it's been proven to work. So that right there is what we've been saying since day one when you called me and told me, hey, check out this other league. I think you're going to really want to check out this other league, and didn't tell me why. But that being the case, I've done the research. I've talked to the people. I know the things. Now, again, I know that there's some information that isn't meant for us because we are not owners. We are not part of the ownership group necessarily. Okay. Correct. So there's some general public stuff that isn't supposed to be out there, and it's not going to get out there until the league and the ownership wants it to be out there. But for everything else, they've been completely transparent. They've shared where they're playing. They've shared the schedule. They shared who's playing. They shared who's coaching. And I think it's important to note that while another league did a pretty good job bringing in some pretty decent talent and some legendary talent, right? So we certainly can't say Wade Phillips is just an okay coach. Okay.
Right. You can't.
But I would argue that pound for pound, the COFL has drawn in bigger names in the coaching staff than that other league was ever able to do in 3 seasons. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Especially this season with the captains that are coaching. I'm sorry.
Look, I'll just give you just a little bit of who Stan Bedwell or Bedwell, the coach of your team, right?
Coach Bedwell.
Who's a Hal Mummy disciple, basically, right? Like you said, Jerry Glanville, right?
Yes.
You
have Hal Mummy coaching
in Indy with the Capitals. You have Hal Mummy coaching. Not just that, you got Michigan, who now has Steve Kaiser. And then you have Pepper Johnson, who is a former coach in the XFL. You know what I'm saying? And who even knows who Hal Mummy's going to bring in?
Right.
And Manny Mansakis, if you don't know who Manny Mansakis is, then you really don't know football. This is a guy who has got credibility and coaching experience from the bottom level to the top level. I mean, let's look at the Texas Syndicate in theirs. They have some young and upcoming coaches with James Champagne, right? But they also have veterans and former Rams players that are their coaches. So I mean, this is a collective of different people. And these are guys, what this league is truly meant to be, a league of opportunity, is what it is.
100%.
A league of opportunity. And I think that's what makes this league so interesting to me. Not just the fact that, like here, I mean, if I wanted to, I can go to WeFunder and I can invest $100 into the San Antonio Toros and I own them. I own a piece of them. I could do that with every single one of these other 7 teams. The more money you invest, the more perks you get. I think if you would I think it's like the $5,000 perk, you get I don't know, you get all kinds of great stuff with it.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm pretty sure that because everything is pretty much standard for all of the teams. You can go to WeFunder and look up any one of these teams and see what the different things that are available at each different sponsorship level.
Correct.
And you could get that with each individual team. If you wanted to, you could invest $5,000 in each team and get 4 season tickets on the plaza level. At least for San Antonio, I know it's plaza level. You get autographed football. You get an official jersey. You get an official helmet. And you get a meet and greet with someone of your choice. Now, there is a pool. You don't get to pick just anybody. Right?
Yeah.
But
now it depends on how much you invest. Like I know if you go to the top investment of the 50K, then you get to pick anybody you want.
Right. At that level, yes. At the 5,000 level, maybe not so much. But again, there are still benefits there. And I'm going to be honest with you. The amount of money that we spent as San Antonio Brahmas fans with the league, that all could have gone to this and would have easily gotten us at the $5,000 level. Easily.
Right.
Every season. Okay? So the way I'm trying to let everybody know about this is that first and foremost, whatever you invest, you are a season ticket holder. Everything else here becomes a benefit. Yes, you own stock in the team. And yes, there are financial implications with that could lead to good or big rewards at the end. But don't look at it that way. Look at it as you are buying into an investment and you are getting some major perks that other people are not. Depending on how much you're willing to spend is going to control what perks you get. So again, go to WeFunder.com, look up any of the teams, San Antonio Toros, and do a search for yourself and see all the different options that are available there. Texas Syndicate. Heck, Texans Talking Football. We love football. You guys know that. We talk about everything in football from a Texas perspective. We are going to invest in every team in the league and a little bit extra for the Texas teams, right? Just so we can show the Texans love. But that's how committed we are, that we're putting our money where our mouth is. Now, granted, we are in San Antonio, the great city of San Antonio. Remember the Alamo? So we are going to back the San Antonio Toros a little bit more because they are, in fact, going to be the 2026 Continental Football League champions. But besides that,
I don't know about
we
that.
are still going to, well, Quincy can believe whatever he wants. And I know you're good friends with Quincy. And so you can drink the Kool-Aid with him also. But remember what happened the last time somebody drank Kool-Aid like that. So I'm just saying.
That's true.
Okay.
That is true.
So we are going to make sure that we are sponsoring every team with as much as we can because, again, we truly believe in this product that much that we're willing to put our own money where our mouth is and show you guys. Now, understand, I don't know about you, but I ain't making a lot of money at this gig. In fact, I'm really not making any money. I'm losing money every single show that we do.
Join the club.
But I'm willing to invest because I believe in this product that much. And I don't care about the financial implications. I care about making sure that cities like San Antonio, Austin, Midland, Fort Worth, up in Michigan, Cincy, all those places, Indianapolis, Ohio Valley, all those fan bases get an opportunity to have a team that they can get behind and they can support.
Yeah,
that's what I care about.
Right, and here's the thing with it too, right? Is that this is what the original XFL was supposed to be, the second iteration.
Thank you.
The second iteration, right? This is what it was supposed to be. And that was before San Antonio was there. So it was supposed to be for the love of the game, right? This is for the love of the game. And they're giving back to the community, saying, hey, buy into our league, buy into our teams, and we will give back to you guys because it's for you. I mean, hell, Jay, the song that we saw a few months ago, right? That was made up for the Continental Football League was made by fans, and they used it. They've used it. They've adopted the People's League motto that started right here on this show. You heard it right from Manny Mansakis. He goes, that's the People's League. Go ahead.
So let's build off of what you just said there. A couple of minutes ago, you had said you hated the fact that we used the horns forward, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Why? Why did we use that? Because we invented that.
I know.
We made that up. And it wasn't the league.
Make it different.
Why should we make it different? It's the same people.
Make it original.
The other league left us behind. So we take what's ours.
Right. Tell them, Heidi. Syndicate strong. I mean, see, that's the problem. This is why I love you, San Antonio people. I think you guys are just because you live so close to the sun and you have the sun all the time around you, it just bakes your guys' brains. You can't come up with an original idea. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we did. We just invested it on the wrong league.
Okay, so but then make a new one. But I mean, hey, it is what it is.
We can't because here's the problem. We're the Toros. A Toro is a bull, right? Go a little bit north to Austin, hook 'em horns, right? The people that don't like the University of Texas saw them off. What else do you have, right? We're not going to do that. We already did the whole thrusting thing and said, no, that's inappropriate. So we're not going to do that. Can't really go like that. I mean, I guess we could go like that. That would be
good.
Maybe we'll start doing that. Okay. But again, these are things that were invented by the fans.
Oh, I know. I'm giving you shit, but you're right. It is.
No, and I love that. No, but I love that because that gives a good reason why we've adopted that here.
Right. I'm just gonna have to talk to Josh.
It was ours to begin with.
Right. I'm just gonna when I have speaking of that, we got a big interview coming out on the 26th. We actually interview your head coach. We're gonna give your head coach a real interview. Where we're not gonna.
You can try.
We're not gonna sit there.
And,
we're not gonna sit there and kiss his butt. We're just gonna ask him real questions and not fan questions. You know what I'm saying?
I asked him real questions.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you were kind of smooching on the guy a little too much. You know what I'm saying?
You're mad because we have a great coach that I could interview and I beat you to it. But no, that's not really true at all.
I will give you that. You did beat me too. The first time you beat me at something, you got your guys' coach. You guys got your coaches first. But I mean, okay, let's get to the schedule. You know what? And hell, who do we want to start with? Since, hey, since you're guest hosting on my show, right? Tonight,
Yes.
we'll start with your team. Okay?
Let's start with the San Antonio Toros.
And I got to give the girls over at Women's Talking Football a lot of credit, right? Because I had posted them all over, but Amanda and Amber actually posted it very well on their page. I didn't post it well on my page. I know you didn't post it well on the Texting Talking Football page, right? But they actually made they made it very, very clear. So I want to give credit to the women over at Women's Talking Football, Amanda and Amber. And here it is. Your guys' preseason game is against the Tennessee Hornets.
Yes.
Now, this is a non-CFL opponent, and it's preseason, so this does not count.
No. However, I wanted to bring that up because while the schedules were coming out, I started trolling some of the other team pages and stuff like that. While this might not be a COFL, league game,
right?
It apparently means something. It means something to Tennessee. It means something to San Antonio, because the Tennessee fans have already tracked down our pages and have started trash talking. Okay.
I love it. Maybe they got a nudge. Maybe they got a nudge. Did you ever think of that?
Maybe.
Did you ever think of that they got a nudge?
Maybe they did. And if they did, even better. I love that. But the fact is that these games actually mean something.
Well, I think it means something to the Hornets because the Hornets is a semi-pro team. Okay. And they're playing a professional team. Okay. Yep. And this would look good. Now, I mean, it's going to happen anyways, right? But let's say that they beat the Toros. That's a feather in their cap.
Well,
it's a feather in their cap. Because
it certainly would be a feather in their cap. Because that would
they
be
beat
huge.
a professional team. You know what I'm saying? So that game doesn't really, I know it doesn't count, but go on. Tell me why you think it counts.
I think it counts because there's already obviously a lot of pride riding on this game. And this is going to be a great opportunity for us. And I've done a little bit of research on the Tennessee Hornets. So even though they're a semi-pro team, they're not a bunch of slackers. This is not going to be a cakewalk. So this is going to be a good opportunity for the fans in San Antonio to see the quality of product that's being brought to the field here. This is not going to be a lopsided victory. This is not going to be a walk in the park for the Toros or anything like that. It is going to be a full-on, true blue football game. Okay? So
here goes Heidi. She is the director. I forgot Heidi. She's gonna kill me because I talk to her all the time. But she works with the Texas Syndicate, and she goes, the Hornets got stomped by the Astros last year, 82 to nothing. So what kind of competition is it really? I mean, for the Hornets, it's some kind of competition.
Right. Do you think that they've not made adjustments? There's no way they're going to come into that game and put the same performance down as what they did last year when they got stomped 82-0.
Right.
There's no way. Okay.
I mean,
so
the game that I think everybody wants to know, because I know that we will be there for week 1.
You have to be there.
Right. Mind you guys, yes, they have the times on here. Okay. See how Heidi says, nope, they didn't make any adjustments. Now, mind you guys, I mean, I do know, as you can see here on the Toros, their home games are at, is that Gail and Tom Benson Stadium? Okay. Now, before we go any further, I just want to bring out this disclaimer. The reason why certain schedules have time and dates is because the South is already in place and has been in place and has all of their stadiums locked in, where they're still working in the North. Like Manny has his stadium locked in, right? I know the Arrows should be announcing theirs within the next week or so. I know we're going to find out tonight from the Dukes where they're going to be playing at, right? I know that Indy, I know they're working on the deal for their stadium. So that's why some of the schedules have times like, as you see here, Fort Worth Braves, that's an away game. It says TBA. Okay. That's why you see right here with the Tall City Gold, June 28th, 7 p.m. Because Tall City Gold is going to be announcing their stadium soon. So that's what we do know. All right.
And I think it's important to know, for the fans anyways, that they are trying not to pick just any old facility, right? They're looking for specific facilities that can host
Correct
the amounts, the crowds that they're looking for.
There
are plenty of other places that the San Antonio Toros could have played, up to and including Toyota Field and the Alamo Dome. The Alamo Dome isn't worth the investment for this level, right?
Correct.
It's going to be a little bit too much money for what we're looking to do with this league. Okay. There are other colleges around where you could have done that. Don't hold enough. They usually hold about 3,000 people. We needed Galen Tom Benson Stadium for the crowds that they're expecting to get, with the expectation that we're eventually going to outgrow that and we're going to have to find another facility. But side note, a little bit of San Antonio history. Galen Tom Benson's a car dealer who actually owned the New Orleans Saints, big rival of Red McCombs, who was here, had the other car dealership, who was the owner of the Minnesota Vikings. And it was expected that Red McCombs would bring the Vikings down here and build this humongous rivalry between San Antonio and New Orleans, because they were the two biggest car dealers in history in this town. Obviously never happened, but just a little bit of sports history for you.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. And what I really like is that how all of these stadiums are focusing on smaller stadiums. That's what I like about it. Is that they're all focusing on smaller stadiums. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what I like. Okay.
So it's funny that you mentioned that. We actually just talked about that. I believe this last Tuesday, me and BD did on Texans Talking Football. One of the things that attracts us to this is the smaller stadiums, the more intimate feel. Some of the things that a certain owner of a certain league was trying to do, this league is based on that. You have levels of access here. We of course have, weaseled our way into the positions that we did because we're podcast hosts and we're media, and this is what drives us. This is what fuels us. But the only thing that's really different here is that we're the ones leading the charge to go talk to these people. These teams, these coaches, these players will be out in the communities looking to talk to every one of you guys. Right. And it's a level of access we've never had. When's the last time you talked to a professional football player, just as an average fan?
It was when, well, do you count going to GCS as a talking to a professional football player? They were college players that I talked to.
I mean,
do you count
did that as media. You did that as media. I did that as media.
Yeah. I did.
Right. Just like when I went over to the XFL showcase in Orlando, I still went as media. You know, now self-appointed, but it's media. Now, before
isn't
that,
this sweet?
It had been quite a while.
Isn't this sweet? Hi, my love.
Oh,
that's so sweet. Oh, by the way, Sabrina, your whatever that thing is, your hair straightener is still here in the basement at the house.
At some point in time, we'll make our way back to
Some
St.
point
Louis
in time, you'll get it back. We haven't used it or nothing, but it's still here.
Not,
all right.
Not even worried about it.
So it's, look, we look at it. Here is the syndicate is the first game. They're playing at, you guys are playing at Texas or at the syndicate. And I think that's a game a lot of people want because, Jay, you've really been stirring up. Oh, we're going to get to the arrows, Lauren. We're going to get to the arrows. Don't even worry. And look, it's guys like Lauren, another guy that I reached out to and said, hey, bro, listen, you were all UFL. Listen, there's this new league. I think there might be a shot. Start watching this league. And now there he is. He's watching the league, and now we got the arrows. All right, so since Lauren wants us to go to the arrows, Jay, so why don't I went the wrong way. Look at that. That's Mr. Mike Jones. Right there. There it is, the arrows schedule. Now, again, remember people. Oh, well, that's not nice. That's not nice, Lauren.
Wow.
That is just not nice. That is so mean. My feelings are hurt.
Yes.
My feelings are hurt. Hey, and give Lauren a lot of credit, man. With he's doing up there in Michigan with the arrows, he's doing the Wallpaper Wednesday. So go to the Michigan Arrows Facebook page and you can download them. I think it's, I know. But listen, I don't care who when the syndicate play. They just got to get 2 wins, and it's got to be against the Toros. That's it. They only got to beat the Toros twice, and I'll be happy.
I don't know that that's going to happen, but I'm going to let you run with your delusions, man. Whatever makes you feel better.
That's all they can do is just beat the Toros twice. That's all I care about.
Okay.
That's all I got to do is beat the Toros twice. That's it. That's all I got to do. But anyways, now, again, remind you people, let's not be dumb. Me and Jay already told you, the North doesn't have their stadiums yet. The Arrows just got announced. They're still working on their stadium deal. And Lauren, give us a little update. It should be finalized within the next week or two, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me. That's why we're going to ask Lauren to defer. You know what I'm saying? So he just says, man, how is it that I graciously bring you onto my show? And then I have you giving me trouble, and now I have Lauren giving me trouble. This is ridiculous.
Bertie,
ridiculous.
You have to understand.
You can't call me that anymore. It's Spurge.
Well, I'm sorry. Spurge. Okay.
All right, here he goes. Here's what he says. He goes, yes, the organization is working hard at locking in the venue. So there you go. You're hearing it right from somebody who has some ties to the Michigan Arrows, that they're working on getting their stadium locked up and locked into place. So there you go. You heard it right there. So yes,
now
that's why they don't have theirs on there. That's why they don't have their times on there. Okay. But I know you guys do. That's what this show is all about.
Yes. To build off of what you said, that information should be coming shortly. Once the venues are locked in, the times and everything will get locked in right after that. Okay. And the dates, right? Most of these facilities that they're looking at should not really have anything going on. So it should be fairly easy to lock the schedule down. So keep your eyes peeled on the old Facebook and the X and the Snapchat and the whatever other social media you guys follow. Although I do know that there are some socials that some of the teams are not on, and I don't blame them. But anyways, keep your eyes locked.
They're on the main. They're on the main ones. They're on Facebook and Twitter.
Yes. All that information will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. And you've got guys like Lauren in Michigan. As soon as it becomes available, he will be sharing it.
Well,
here in San Antonio,
right there.
You've got me.
There's that's the San Antonio Toros website. That's their QR code for their Facebook page. This is the Continental Football Facebook page. That is Ohio Valleymen right there. So yeah, so I mean, right there, that one's for Continental Football Facebook. That then there is for the Texas Syndicate. I haven't gotten to the getting the arrows and all that on our show, but I will be getting those QR codes up there very shortly.
That'll be coming soon.
All right, here we go. Let's see what Oren says. One issue is I see it's spring break in a lot of places, so it's hard to get these right. I mean, listen, but here's the thing we could say, Jane. Here's the most exciting thing. People have been dogging this league left and right, saying, oh, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, look, they were supposed to have this by, December 1st. They were supposed to have all of their 8 teams announced. And, oh, well, look, now they pushed it back to January. Oh, now look, they pushed it back to February. Well, here's the thing, people, is this stuff has been in the motion for a while. For a while. Now you have all 8 schedules, all 8 teams. And look, if I'm looking at the North, it's going to be funny to watch the Ohio Valley Ironmen versus Manny Mansakis' good buddy, Steve Kaiser, going head-to-head as a coach.
Well, those are going to be some epic games, man. I cannot wait to see those.
That's going to be an interesting game. And the best part, now look, I will probably go up for week 2 because I am going to be in in Austin with the Syndicate and watching the Toros play on the first weekend, right? So, I mean, Cincinnati is Michigan, where they're playing at, or their area is only an 8-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be going to there. Like Lauren says right here, they underestimated the work. You are not lying. You are not lying. I mean, Lauren, like I said on the X-Fan Show, me and Arlington have been pushing this league. We've been telling people do not sleep on this league. When it happens, I've said it on Syndicate tonight. Jay, you've said it on your show with Texans Talking Football. Yeah. If you're sleeping on this league, man, this is the league that everybody has wanted. And in particular, you have 2 cities who lost their UFL teams, Jay and you, and in Lauren. So let me take this out real quick and ask you. I want to ask you both a question, okay? And Lauren, I want you to answer, or I could send you a link and you can pop on. Jay, you have your team now with the Toros. Okay. Let's say the UFL says, hey, we're coming back to San Antonio. What are you doing?
You want the truth?
That's why I'm asking. Are you behind the UFL, or are you going to stick behind the COFL?
I'm 100% sold in on the COFL. Now, how I handle it is going to be a matter of whether I want to be professional about it or not. We never got a chance to do anything to try and help defend the honor of our team, to do anything to help crowdsource, keep people involved, any of that stuff. They came in like a thief in the night, didn't get the business deal that they wanted, so they packed up shop and left all of us loyal fans hanging. Now, obviously, I'm a little bitter about that. I could continue to keep that bitterness if they try and bring the team back and lash out at them towards it. But chances are I'm probably going to be professional about it and say, hey, guys, thanks. You had your chance to get my support when everything went south. You could have talked to us. You could have at least let us know what the plan was, but you didn't. So sorry, can't support an organization that is willing to drop 25,000 fans just because they didn't get what they want. So that's what my answer is.
And as you see what Lauren says here, no support for me. Hey, whether you like it or not, right? Their fan base was growing. They were the only fan base. The Panthers fan base were the only fan base that grew last year.
Yep.
Now, mind you, it did cost them $500,000 to rent Ford Field. Okay. But I think they maybe could have moved them somewhere outside of the Detroit area.
Yeah.
You know, like he says right here. He goes, I know my Panthers will be the same organization. So for that reason, I'm out. What is up? Quincy, yes, they are not being nice. Now he goes, I will still support the players I built connections with. Which I get that. I get it. Because Lauren was doing a great show up there called the Michigan Panther Pride.
My Panther
doing
Pride.
A great show.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I get it. Listen, and here's how I'm seeing it. Look, I even have my team here in St. Louis for the UFL, right?
Yep.
But Jay, what have we been talking about for the last 45 minutes?
We have been talking about this new organization that really isn't new, based on a structure that really isn't new, and it's incorporating the fan base that isn't new in most of these areas, right? San Antonio's fan base has already been established. We've had an established fan base here since probably 1800s. Okay. I mean, we've had so many different sports organizations come through here and stomp all over the hearts of the San Antonio fans. And most of us keep coming back for more. But it really showed up when the AAF came through with the San Antonio Commanders and found a product that really resonated with the fan base.
Yes, it did.
And we have been looking for something ever since then. Okay. I really think this is that thing. Okay. A lot of those people that I hung out with at the Commanders games are the same people I hung out with at the Brahmas games, are going to be the same people that I'm going to hang out with at these Toro games. Why? Because we are the nucleus. We are the core. We're the people that want football here. And so the league may change. This league won't change. But the other leagues may change, but those people still stay the same. And they want something that they can latch their teeth into and hold on to and have something to be excited for. Okay.
Right, yeah.
What's up, KJ? I see you down there.
So, I mean, let's look at it this way. I know that, you know, as you've noticed, and I'm going to pull this graphic up real quick, right? I'm going to pull this graphic up real quick right here, where it says, you know, you see the championship game where you see the South champions will play each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the top two teams in the South will play each other. The top two teams in the North will play each other. And then that team will go to the championship. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be the Texas Syndicate versus, because our guest is coming on tonight, Levar Barry, the owner of the Cincinnati Dukes. Now, when Stan comes on, I'll probably change because, you know, I love to flip-flop like a heel does in wrestling.
Hey, man, who do you think I learned it from? So
I'm choking myself there.
Yep.
So again, you know, here is, you know, and this is a team right here. Quincy Gaucher. Texas Syndicate tonight. I'm just telling you that they're going to go undefeated. They're going to go undefeated. The Syndicate is. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, hell, every team is going to go undefeated. Every single team will end in a tie.
That's true.
Right. Another team, yes, I am a bandwagon. I'm a bandwagon fan of this league. I am 100% behind the Continental Football League, the People's League.
Yeah.
The Fort Worth Braves.
This is what Spurge does.
Right. Jay.
Yes. See, you're in trouble because now you're poking the bear. So.
I know. I'm poking Heidi.
Yep.
She's gonna get on. She's gonna get me. You do realize that the Fort Worth Braves is an original Continental Football League team.
I do.
That's why they went with this logo. Just like the arrows are an original Continental Football League, right? And you know, I love this, the A that they have in the arrow. I love that, right? Now this is an interesting game because they're playing Tall City. And I met John at the College Gridiron Showcase. Big tall dude, nice guy, and all of that stuff, right? I asked him, hey, man, why are you in this? He goes, because I love football. And I'm like, but the team's in Texas. Yeah, I mean, the Braves do have some cool branding. I do like it. I know I've had some people say that it looked like it was My Little Pony. I don't really see that. I don't see the My Little Pony. Do you?
No, that honestly, in my mind, is people trying to find things to hate about this league.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the feathers. If you look closely, the subtlety of the feathers. It's the old Indian. And the Indian on his horse being that brave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, look, if I had one critique.
I get it.
If I had one critique, maybe not the same colors as the arrows. But that's it.
I think it's different enough because the arrows are a little bit more of probably like a forest green, like a darker green.
I see your point.
Yeah, and whereas, the Fort Worth is more of a neon green. However, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of colors in the color palette. We can kind of go with that. But I definitely like the fact that because this league is based on so much history, that they're bringing it forward and keeping it relevant, keeping it, 100% right there. So there's so much here. There's so much history, right? San Antonio, for example, we're not an original COFL football team. We were an expansion. Okay. We were added in. Yeah.
You were at it like a year after the league started.
Mm-hmm.
A year or two.
Yeah, we were added in 68.
Right.
Along with the Ohio Valley Iron.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then San Antonio went on to win the championship in 1969.
Right.
And then they played on until what, 73, 74 when the league finally folded?
No, the league folded in 69. The following year, year the league folded.
Okay. The team.
Okay, but here, you're talking about that. Like, look, here's a new team. The Capitals. Being ran by Hal Mummy, right? That's a new team.
Yes.
That's in this league. The Texas Syndicate. That's a new team.
That's a new team.
Right.
But
the Cincinnati Dukes is a new team.
New team. But
correct.
If you look at some of the branding and the logos and just what they've done, it still drips of COFL history. Yes. These are logos that most likely would have been what they used back in those days. So again, keeping it relevant while still keeping it connected to the past.
Correct. Now, the one thing I
love that.
Like, I'll say this. I know the Toros haven't really released any kind of jersey concept yet, right? Not that I've seen.
Not that I'm aware of.
Right.
I hate to say it, I've made some suggestions because I can't help but, get totally involved in things. But I will tell you that I do know for a fact there's a lot of thought going into the development of these uniforms. Wait a second.
He said there's
You guys didn't notice that?
No.
Go back and bring up the schedule.
Okay, I'm here.
Look at the very top of the head.
Oh my, yeah, I never noticed it.
Yeah.
Never noticed it.
Everything.
Never noticed it.
That design style, that is different than the original San Antonio Toros logo. Right?
Yeah. Didn't notice it.
But if you look at the design, again, it has the Alamo as the top of the skull of the Toro. That is a design element that they would have used back in those days to keep it harkening back towards the history of the city. The uniform development here is going to be very much a representation of the culture of this city, just like it will be in Michigan, in Fort Worth, in Midland with the Tall City Black Gold, with the Texas Syndicate.
Like here, I'll tell you
Everything
this.
is going to mean something.
I love the jersey concept that Quincy has going on down there with the Syndicate. I love that orange. I love that gray. And I love the white with the gray and the burnt orange around it. I love it.
Who else wears burnt orange?
Would that be the Sea Dragons? Oh, that's right. Texas does. That's right.
You see what I mean? Everybody here is doing things to link their team back to the culture. Yes. Ingenious.
Right. And I'll say this with Quincy. Quincy actually, let me see if I can find it real quick, because he actually had a baseball. Because I talked to him, I was like, dude, you should do like a baseball type jersey with the button down, right? And I can't find the picture of it. But I mean, look, like the helmet here. I love the helmet. I love the Syndicate helmet.
I'm far be it from me to give a compliment to an opponent, but that helmet, that's pretty dope. There's a team in another league that probably could have used some design cues from this.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. That helmet is fire.
Yeah, and like he even did the concepts. Like he's got some concept helmets. And actually, Jay, I kind of like this one.
That one, I could see that with the burnt orange jersey.
Yes, the away jerseys. But I like that they have the bandit here, and then the number on the side.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, and that's what I like about this.
Is an older.
Yes. Right.
Oh yeah.
And this is what I like about it. Like
again, Spurge, I'm telling you, man, I have not had a chance to talk to everybody in the league like you have, but I can already see the patterns. I see the things that are going on. Maybe thanks to, me being a conspiracy theorist about just about everything, but I see the patterns. I see the work that's going on. I've talked to the media team and the merchandise team here in San Antonio, right? I know the elements, the things that they're looking at, the things that they're doing.
Oh, and damn!
I may have plugged more than one person to get involved with them because they were somebody for us. What do you got?
I didn't even notice that.
What's that?
Look, that's the Michigan Arrows. Look what it is.
Well, it's an arrow.
No, right here.
What are you pointing at?
The green.
Oh, it's the state of Michigan.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Well, it's a mitten. So of course I'm from Wisconsin. I'm never going to pay attention to that.
Right. Yeah. But what I love about this, and I'll give Quincy a lot of credit down there, and I'll give Josh a lot of credit too, because they're actually talking to the fans.
Yeah.
Saying, what is it that you want to see for this team?
So
what do you want your team to be?
I'm going to stand up and sing the praises of at least two of the teams because I've seen it firsthand.
Well, Quincy, we're also going to give Manny credit because Manny has done the same thing up there in Ohio Valley.
Okay.
But we're talking about the newer teams of this league.
Right, but it all has to come from somewhere. So then I'm going to give credit to Manny and to Coach Kelly as well, because they're the ones that are driving a lot of this. But I have seen firsthand from the fan events. We've had more fan events here in the last 2 months than we ever did with the other organization. Okay. And it isn't just, hey, I'm going to bring, a specialist coach and,
you see this notebook?
Yeah. Yeah.
These are notebooks. This is a notebook of all the things that I've talking with Heidi about, that I've talking with Quincy about for stuff to do in Texas. I literally have 2 pages of hashtags, right? 2 pages of hashtags. All right. So special guest. I guess he's running late. I haven't heard from him. I know he's got a bummed up eye, but we'll give him another 15 minutes. If he doesn't show on, then we can reschedule the interview for a different time. It's no big deal. Huh?
Okay. So I'm going to share a little bit because these are just concepts and it was just suggestions. But you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see, probably can't.
You got a glare on it. You got a glare on it. No, it's got a glare. Just tell me what it is.
Okay. It is, and I'll send it to you, uniform concepts.
Okay.
That incorporate design elements to reflect the culture of San Antonio, right?
Nice.
I shared that with the owner who openly, I asked him, I was like, hey, do you mind if I play around with this a little bit? I'm not telling you how to run your team or design your uniforms or whatever. But do you mind if I play around with it a little bit? He said, Jay, you do whatever makes your little heart happy. Okay. I developed them, sent them over to him. And he's like, dude, those are actually really good. How did you do them? And so I revealed my design secrets and everything. And he's like, man, that's really good.
Okay.
Okay. That's not to say that they're going to use what we're talking about. Okay. But what I'm saying is this truly is a league for the fans.
Oh, yeah.
Where else are you going to get to talk to the owner of a team and say, hey, man, I got some ideas that I think might incorporate, the culture of the area here. And they actually say, lay it on. Okay. No.
Right.
That team there, we didn't get any say in it. We didn't get any choice of the Steelers' regurgitated colors or anything like that.
Correct.
All this was given to us. Here's what you're going to do. We didn't get to have any input on the name or any of that stuff. We were given what we were given, and we were told to like it or leave it. And so, of course.
Okay, here he is. Jay, here we go. Are you guys ready? Let's bring him on. This is a man who is a man that's actually got a very impressive resume. 15 years of in semi-pro ball. He has finally decided to take his team to another level of it. He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was the second team announced in the North. Mr. Levar Barry, the owner of the Cincinnati Dukes. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Well, listen, this is the X-Fan show, so there's no telling what's going to come out of my mouth. I know Jay's going to be running, so I'm going to let him give a few minutes because he's got some stuff to do. His wife is, crack the whip on him. You know how that works? So, but thank you for joining us tonight on such short notice. I do appreciate it, sir. All right, Jay, go.
So, Mr. Barry, first of all, greetings from San Antonio, Texas, home of the San Antonio Toros. Your biggest opponents you're going to have to worry about this season, not anybody else, because we're winning it all. I'm just saying, okay? But thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. You are jumping in with this organization. You have tons of football experience. You know what's going on all different sides and up in the offices. Why the Continental Football League? I want to know that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Great question, actually. So I met Manny because we actually played a game. So the Dukes and the Ironmen have actually played a game against each other. And Manny did come out on the winning end of that stick. But after the game, we talked and we exchanged numbers and we kept in contact. And about 3 weeks afterwards, he came to me with an idea for this league. And I, like you mentioned before, been around football for a very long time, especially, like the non-NFL. And I've seen a lot of things come and go. Probably, half dozen plus, quote unquote pro alternative leagues kind of come and go. But what Manny pitched to me was something that I never really heard of before. And I thought, you know what? This has wings. And what that was, as you know, like a lot of people, when they start leagues, they really try to be the NFL and they're looking at dollar signs and You know, they're just trying to grasp just a little piece of what the NFL has. But he flipped that, right, and said, you know, what if you give the public something that they can identify with, that they can believe in, and actually be part owner of? And I was like, yeah, that's really the missing sauce, because really everything else is quite honestly just a road show, right? And what Manny pitched to me was like, okay, this is something that people could actually get behind, love it, just like they love the Green Bay Packers, which is kind of where the model comes from. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sold. We already had a league. I was in a league that we basically ran, so I didn't have to jump, but I really love what he was. Oh, wow. Green Bay Packers fan. All right.
Yeah, he's showing you. He wants to show you his helmet.
Yeah, you want to show me that? Okay. Yeah. Can we get Micah Parsons back on the Cowboys, please? Yeah. Can you give him back? We gotta need him.
Have him anytime you want. But that's just me. I'm biased about that deal. Anyways, we're saying.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, really, that's what got me into the Continental Football League, was really what it means, not just for me, but what does it mean for the public? Like, to me, like personally, football has been a part of my life since I was 7 years old, right? And it's helped me grow into a man. It's helped me, you know, with a lot of things that I need to overcome. It's taught me so many life lessons that it just means way more to me than just throwing and catching a football, right? And to give that back to the public, you know, in this way, you know, it hits right here, right? So to me, like, the mission that we're on is just different than everybody else who has an alternative NFL league. Like, this means something, right? It's not just let's put on a road show and hope people show up. No, this means something different. So that's why I did it. Long answer, but that's why I did it.
No, and I actually love that, because Levar, I gotta say something. You've defined basically the semi-pro culture, right? And the curve of it, right? You were in Southwest Ohio. You're one of the longest running minor league football teams there are, 15 plus years for your team, right?
Correct.
Just, you were basically a dynasty for your team. 2 championships, 2 titles, and stuff like that. You were playing with the, you know, where you're basically using the pay to play method, right? But now you're like, what made you decide to turn pro? Was it that you felt like you've done enough in semi and now you wanted another challenge? Like, what was that main driving factor for you to turn pro with this team?
Yeah, really, almost everything that you just stated. So, like, for me, actually, after the game that we played against Manny, you know, Slash and I, Slash, who's my head coach, he was head coach then, he's head coach now. We looked at each other and it's like, you know what, we're ready for this level, right? Like, you know, granted, we didn't win the game. We didn't prepare for that game like we normally do because of the level of talent we were playing. But we felt like, you know what, this is the next step for us as you know, the coaches and the leaders of the team. And in addition to that, the talent that we've been able to accumulate, we feel like, you know, we can attract that talent to play and compete. So instead of staying at a level, right, like, we're stagnant. So we wanted to grow the whole team. You know, there was a few of our players that got invited to play, you know, for the Ironman. And we thought, you know what, you can either do one of two things. You're either growing or you're dying, right? Mm-hmm. And we don't want to be dying. So we decided, you know, the whole entire organization really needs to grow. We feel like we have the talent, we have the knowledge to go to that next level. So we did it. We took the jump and we said, yes, we can do it.
All right, Jay, I know you got 5 minutes, so I'll let you have the last question before you jump off.
You know, I think I kind of blew it with asking such a great question right off the bat. You kind of touched on specifically why the business model, the connectedness and everything like that. You're taking a step towards this new league, this new organization, with this kind of being a flashback to the past while looking towards the future, and kind of this whole revolutionary viewpoint and everything. What has you the most excited
look at
about this opportunity?
Wait, hold on. Look at this. Look at this, Levar. His wife says you're staying longer. The wife's saying you could stay longer, Jay.
She might be saying you're already in trouble. Go ahead and stay longer. And I don't know that I want to poke that bear. So, but again, the question is everything that's going on, because there's some revolutionary things going on here. There's a bunch of history. There's all these things at play. What has you the most excited about the Continental Football League as a whole and for your Cincinnati Dukes?
Yeah, well, again, the business model definitely by far, and really the other owners in this group, like at football aside, like I am actually really grateful that I have, been able to connect with these, fine gentlemen and ladies. Like I've been a part again of a league before, and the owners didn't get along. There's, it was just very hard. There's not people you really want to network with, and for this group, everybody is trying to help everybody grow, right? Like, yes, we all want to beat each other on the field, but off the field, everybody is actually helping everybody grow, and that's just unheard of from what I've seen. So I really enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to growing with the other owners. Now I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not allowed to say, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes that is going to make 2027 even bigger. But I don't want to get that phone call from Mike or Manny saying, well, what are you talking about? But 2027 is going to be even cooler. So, I'm just so excited. We got to our quota for the year, our 8 teams. Everybody's locked in. So I'm excited to just, quite honestly, just play a little bit of football. Right. And then the growth of going from this year to next year is just going to be even better.
Right. Yeah. And see, that's what I love. So, LeVar, I want to go back to something you said earlier. You were talking about your partner. You guys kind of founded this team in the mid 2000s, 2010s, right? Somewhere in that ballpark. Am I mistaken?
Started the team in 2012. Yes.
2012. Okay. Yeah. So how did you, and you called him Slash, it's Daryl / Johnson. What a great Moose. Daryl / Moore. See, yeah. I was just, LeVar, I'm going to apologize. I screw names up all the time.
That's
I probably screw yours up by the time this is over, right? But how did you guys come together? And how is it that you guys have been together this long with this project? So, take us through that elevation and evolution to where we are today.
So it actually started years before that. So in 2004, I was kind of bummed out because at that time, football wasn't a part of my life. And I quite honestly, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch Sundays. I couldn't watch Saturdays. It just felt icky, because I wasn't actually playing. And I was just going through some channels, and we have a local access channel here, the nonprofit channel, and it played a game that was, I thought it was high school. I'm like, no, these people look a lot older to be in high school. And it turns out it was a semi-pro team called the Kings Comets. So I went to their next game, and I'm like, hey, how do I get on the team? Long story short, that's where I met Slash. Slash actually played for the Comets. I played for the Comets. So we played together for about 6 years, and about 2 years into it, because of my business background and whatnot, I ended up becoming the president of the Comets, and he was the vice president. And then we switched, a couple of years. He was the president, I was the vice president, to keep that team going. And then I left the Comets to play for another team. He played for another team in Louisville, and then the year I started the team, we did great. I actually played that very first year for the Cincinnati Dukes. I was a player, an owner, a coach. I was all of it. That was extremely difficult to do, but I pulled it off. And then some drama happened. We won't get into that, but some major drama happened after the 2012 season. And then I talked to Slash, and he was like, "Hey, I'll help you." Right. And from then on, from 2013 until today, we've been together. I mean, he and I are basically like football brothers. We've been doing this together for 20 years, actually together. But it's been 15 with the Dukes. So we go way back.
Well, I can definitely relate to the brother thing. I met this guy about 3 years ago, and it literally was like my twin in St. Louis. So I can understand that camaraderie.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right, Jay, I'll let you go. Go with a question, because I can keep going. You know me. I could fire questions off left and right.
Last question. You talked about being a player.
Wait a second. Hold on. Stop. This is the last question of the show. This is my show. I'll say when it's the last question.
No. Last question for Jay, and then a follow-up statement. Okay? And then you can kick me out, and then you guys can answer the questions. Okay. Last question. You talked about being a player and having that gap, and then kind of getting back involved in football and everything. I know a lot of our fans down here love to hear some of the X's and O's. So where did you play? What positions did you play? What about it? Obviously, like, what was your driving force when playing those games? And then I'm obviously the host of the Texans Talking Football podcast. I'm going to reach out to you separately because I would love to have you on, because our fans definitely want to know the other teams that we're going to be playing against and winning against. So with that, you can go ahead and kick me out, Spurge.
All right.
See you guys.
See you, buddy. All right, go on with answer his question.
Sure. So for me personally, like, again, I played mostly offense, believe it or not. So I was quarterback, wide receiver. Towards the end of my tenure with the Comets, I actually played tight end, a position that I had never ever played before. So that was a little different. And then coming back to the Dukes, I played quarterback, and then also Mike linebacker. And then transitioning into a coach, I actually became the defensive coordinator. And really, I wish I would have been a defensive coordinator or really had that defensive mindset when I was a quarterback, because it would have really helped. But I really, really got into it. So I even coached both of my sons' defense in youth league. So taking what I learned from coaching the adults down to the youth league. So just basically just doing it all year long.
See, this is what I find interesting, because I did some research on you, right? And there are so many different types of semi-pro leagues out there, and for a team to last 15 years, that's impressive. Explain to the people watching how hard it is to keep a semi-pro team going for that long.
Yeah. So the number one thing is you got to check your ego at the door, right? And I see a lot of teams that implode, because the players, they're young guys. They play hard and they want to win, right? And if that doesn't happen, because they paid money, you're not paying them, they're going to let you know how they feel, right? And if you hold on to your ego, sparks are going to fly. Players are going to choose sides, and the team is going to implode, right? For us, especially the first 3-4 years of rebuilding after that first season, we weren't very good. But what we had was people who played together. We had people who just loved the game of football, and they actually played for each other. After that, we got some different talent. And when we weren't winning every game, we had a lot of those athletes that would just, tell me how my defensive signals are terrible, but that's okay because I grew from that. I didn't, as they say, clap back, right?
Right.
No, it's I learned from that, and I really learned how to communicate to those athletes and how to reach them, because a lot of them, they're struggling with other things in their life that have absolutely nothing to do with football. So they're not really mad at you. They're just mad at everything else that's just not going right in their life. And this is the one thing that they thought they could control, and it's just not happening. That's truly what they're mad at. So if you use that as an opportunity to reach them and help them, that, quite honestly, that's almost more rewarding than actually winning the game. Helping some young man figure out, okay, what are you actually mad at, right? And then, doing all that really keeps the team together. A lot of owners get upset if 5 players just suddenly go to another team, right? They get upset, they get in their feelings, they just implode. We never did that. It was just whatever you feel is necessary for you, you go do it. I'll support you, but we'll always be here, right? Like I can always get players, and whatever a player did, I wish them the best. But we always had a team. They always had a place they can call home. If they want to come back, they can come back. Whatever the case may be. And after a while, people see that. They see the stability, right? They see that, hey, they're always going to be there, and things are different over there, right? And that's how we were able to last for so long. We just, again, checking our egos at the door. It's very, especially maybe Slash even more than me. It's kind of hard to really upset us, right? So we just keep the doors open, just let new players come in, old players can exit if they want to, but we just always look forward. Every season it's the guys who are on the team, and that's where we're going. Whatever happened last year. Didn't matter, right? We go with the guys who want to suit up today.
See, and I love that. And Jay says right here, he goes, I absolutely love the focus on the development aspect for the players and the coaches as well. The focus truly does seem to be on giving the best opportunities to all involved. So with that being said, I want to elaborate to this. Now, you're going from, you're checking the egos at the door, but now you're going to, okay, now we're at a different level. You saw that you could play at that different level. You talked to Manny. You said, Manny, I want to do it. Let's do it. How are you going to transition from the semi-pro mindset to the pro mindset? Or is there much of a transition for you? Because, people, like you said, you are a business owner and you actually run a pretty successful little e-driven scoreboard company.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you transition now from the semi-mind pro set of football to the pro football mindset with the Continental Football League?
Yes. So there is definitely a different expectation, right? There's a different mission. There's really different goals. I just had a conversation with past players a couple of weeks ago where I told them, the semi-pro world, it was recreational. So the reward really was developing your own personal life skills, like we just mentioned. In moving to a professional, there's still a lot of that, but this is also entertainment. So now we have to be professionals for the people who are watching. We need to be role models for the people who are watching, the little kids that may come to our game, right? So it's definitely a mind shift. It's taking it up a notch. It's not, taking someone who just really hasn't got their stuff together. They're gonna have to get it together, a little bit, and we'll help them get to that professional level where they can, conduct themselves without losing their cool all the time, right? Unless, well, I wouldn't say unless. I was about to say unless they're like a TO and they're just, extremely talented, but we probably won't even go there, right? Well, we've had some TO level talent on our team that just couldn't get their stuff together. Hopefully they do here soon. But, to your point, There is a mind shift going from that semi-pro where it's, again, you're playing to just better yourself as a person, to a professional. I mean, now you take everything into account: how you act off the field, how you act when you're doing pregame, right? How you act after the game. All of those things, the whole entire package, right, needs to be at a professional level to where no matter what you do, someone can say, hey, I can identify with that guy's story. He helped me, right? Big difference.
You know, and I love that. But I'm going to go back to the TO mentality that you said. Okay. You said that you had TO type talented players, but they just couldn't get out of their way.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right? And you said it might take the TO mentality, but try to figure out how to make them get out of their way. Now you're paying these guys, right? So you get that player that's that TO mentality, and you're like, I know this kid is good. What is it that you're going to say to him? Or like, what is it that Levar and Slash is going to say to that kid with that TO mentality that you draft going, kid, you're good, but you got to do this, this, and this to get to that next level? Like, how is that going to work?
That's a good question, and be quite honest, still working on that, because there is one player, and maybe he'll even watch this. He knows who he is. Like, he is extremely talented. You know, in our semi-pro community here in the Midwest, everybody knows him. Everybody knows he is that guy. He wears on his shoulder pads, "I am him." Like, but if he could just make just those small changes in his mindset, he can get there, and we're still trying to reach out to him. But I'll give you another example though. Like, so there's one person, and I even call him out by name. His nickname is Idaho. You know, when he first came to us, he had that TO mentality. He's extremely talented, former D1 player, extremely talented. But when he puts a helmet on, he is a monster to be a coach for. He was a monster to be a teammate for. But off the field, great guy. And he and I developed a relationship. We still have a strong relationship. In fact, we'll probably do another podcast together in the coming weeks. But, I was able to just talk to him, just show him a different path a little bit. I'm sure he did a lot of work on his own as well. But, now he's just great all around, right? And it was just a happenstance that, we were down in Miami for a national championship. He was there, and we just started a dialogue that, I just latched onto it because, quite honestly, before that, like, he was hard to coach because he would just get so pissed off about everything. And he knows this. So I'm not saying anything he doesn't know. But today, like, he's an outstanding human being. He's a great father. He's a great teammate. He's really a great person now, and that's through football. So that path worked for him. The same thing doesn't work for everybody. So there is another person that, still trying to find that magic words or the magic scenario to help that person get over the hump, because it sucks to see that talent just not at the level that it should be.
Right. Yeah. So it's funny because, I do the syndicate tonight with Quincy, and he kind of shares the same mentality that you have when it comes to players, right? And you said earlier, you want to grow with these guys, with this league and these owners, right? What is it like behind the scenes? And let's just talk about how you guys all like talk to each other. Are you guys passing things off of each other or giving each other ideas and pointers, like you being so successful for the 15 years in the minor league system, right? Like, are you passing those gems on, with Manny being the guy that he has with all the coaching experience that he has? Like, how does those meetings go when you guys do have your owners meetings and stuff like that? Like, how does that all work?
Yeah, I would say, yes, there is a flood of information that comes from me, and from Slash to Manny and to Mike Kelly and to the others, sometimes solicited, sometimes unsolicited, but everybody's very receptive. And vice versa. I was just talking with Josh from the Toros earlier today, just giving me some things that he's been successful with over the last couple of months. I mean, it's been great. Like the communication again amongst the owners, like this is a really good group of guys, and I want to give like 5 stars to Manny for putting that together. I know it's been hard to find not only the right teams, but the right personality of the people who are leading those teams to be in this league. But he has done a stellar job. Like, everybody, again, wants to help everybody. Everybody has advice to give. Everybody's, willing to give feedback, willing to listen, which is another good thing. Like, there's been a couple of issues where, there was some chirping back and forth, but it was very professional. Everybody respected everybody's opinion, and we came to, well, we're still working on that particular issue, but we're coming to an agreement. Right. So it's still great. It's still positive. I enjoy all of our league meetings that we have. They're very productive.
Right. Now you're now in the Cincinnati Dukes, which I absolutely love your guys' logo. I love it. I think it's great. But like when I try to look you guys up on the social media, on the Facebook, the Twitter, all that stuff, there's not really a lot out there. Like everybody else is posting stuff. So are you keeping, Levar, everything a little close to the chest when it comes to game time, or how are we doing it? Are you strategically doing that?
We can say that. No. That's 100% on me. There were some other things that we were focused on really in the earlier part of the year. And
which I get that.
Media, unfortunately, just wasn't one of those things. So as of late, we do have a plan. So we will start to really flood social media with our things. We have some tools to make it easier, and we actually have a story that we want to tell, and you'll see it play out through social media. But if we would have just kind of put everything out in the beginning, by now you would lose the story, right? So it was a little bit on purpose and a little bit not on purpose. We didn't want to be that dark that we were,
right?
But we didn't want to go all out on it because of some other things that we had in play.
Right, and I get it. Like I will say this, I was on your website. Website looks phenomenal. I like the website, very easy. I was using it right from my phone, so it's very user friendly, even from your phone there. So that you guys got that down, and I was just giving you trouble about the social media stuff because I was trying to find your schedule, and I'm like digging. I'm like, oh my God, where's the Duke's schedule? So
everybody should have released theirs today at 10:00. I think ours.
They did. I think there was some that came out with between that 11 and 10:15 range.
Yeah,
is when they all came out, but they were all pretty much in that time frame. Okay, you're the second team announced in the North.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have the 2 other teams, the Arrows and the Capitals, all within. And then you got Manny. You guys are all within basically an 8-hour drive of each other. You did the traveling for the to the with the semi-pro stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between that semi-pro now and doing it at a pro level? Like, what is the difference that you see? Or is there much of a difference?
There really isn't no difference. I mean, our schedule last year when we played, we went to Indy, we went to Detroit, I think twice. Right. So we literally did that schedule last year. So that's the problem. I guess the biggest difference for the players is it's going to be a little bit probably more comfortable, because we'll definitely have transportation. It won't be just 5 guys in a car kind of thing,
right?
But yeah, it'll be
Or
a little
sprinter
bit more
vans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, the Indy team is very, very close to us. So I mean, they're literally under 2 hours away from us. So that we'll see how we travel over there, but the others will definitely be on a motor coach and nice and comfortable. So
yeah. I mean, you guys. I mean, because I'm in St. Louis, so I don't know exactly where you're playing at yet because you guys haven't announced it yet. So if you're still working on that, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're still working on that's fine. I know that I'm planning on. Now I'm going to be in week 1. I'm going to be watching the Syndicate and the Toros play.
Okay.
But I know for week 3, in week 4, I'm definitely going to be in Cincinnati. So I might have to talk to you about how I get media credentials for that, because you're only a 5-hour drive from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the schedule. Let me ask you about this schedule. So your first week, you're at home. Then weeks 2 and 3, you're away. Weeks 4 and 5, you're at home. Week 6, you're away. Did you strategically do it that way on the availability of working on something, or was that's how you felt it would be best for your team?
That's honestly the luck of the draw, right? Like we didn't pick that at all. That was just kind of handed to us. And quite honestly, it works out great. It works out better. There was an earlier schedule that would have put us in San Antonio on the day after 4th of July, which we were kind of like, oh wow, right? Like the hardest day in the world to travel, and we're trying to go to a football game.
Right.
Yeah. So that's not happening now, which is great. So we don't mind playing that away game because we know what it could have looked like.
Right. Yeah. I got it.
So the schedule is again, wasn't really up to us, but it's fine. We think it's good.
See, I was thinking you might have done it strategically for transportation. Like, ooh, if I do 2 weeks away, I can get a discount on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was thinking. Like,
no.
Maybe you got a discount and you finagled to say, hey, if you let me use you 2 weeks in a row, cut me a deal here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. So that's just me being a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. That wasn't the thing at all. No.
So you've been doing the whole American style football for 15 years, you and Slash, right?
Right.
Continental Football League, you're something different in the fourth quarter.
Right.
The lights dim. The PA comes out and he says, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the shift? We go to the 25-second play clock. We go to the Canadian rules. As a guy who's been in American football for as long as you have, and Slash for as long as he has, how and what have you guys done to start preparing yourself for the continental shift in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, so Slash has been looking at the Canadian rules nonstop. That's yeah. So he's been looking at that, going through it, trying to figure out all of the motions and whatnot. We've had a couple tryouts, and during those tryouts, we try to see the receivers that are trying out, how well they do in those motions and how well the DBs respond with all of those motions. So we've been putting a little bit of work in. We're not allowed to have like official practices yet, but we do have our 2 quarterbacks, and they have been doing film study and whatnot and learning it. And I know they're like, wow, like it's just total chaos with people moving all over the place. So
it's nuts.
It's gonna be hard. It's going to be hard for that, especially the timing of it. When people are coming full speed right at the line of scrimmage, and you got to make sure that you hike it before they
Right.
they cross the line. So yeah, that's going to be a lot to work on, and we'll have just 10 days.
Yeah.
In, so that's going to be interesting. So we'll see what happens. Right. Hopefully, we don't mess it up too bad.
Well, so I mean, I guess what I'm asking, the reason why I ask it is because I've really started to watch a lot of CFL football, and it's actually a very fascinating game. How it all goes, because if you look at it, I mean, you could be like, I don't know what the rules are going to be for the Continental Football League. I don't know if you guys have gotten them all ironed out yet, right? But I'm just going to go by what I've seen in the fourth quarter, where like, if you get a kicker who kicks it and it doesn't go in the end zone, the guy brings it out, you're getting a point. So you can be down by 4 points and the guy gets it out, gets a point, and then scores. So, I mean, you're like you said, it could be complete chaos. So, like you said, your quarterbacks have been watching the film and watching Canadian Football League stuff. So for them, what are they coming back to you saying, Coach, I don't know what we're going to do here, or I have something I think this could work, like an old, school, old ground school play ball, or whatever, backyard baseball, right? Or football. Like, what are they saying to you as a coach?
Right. So they actually get to talk to Slash way more than I do. I've only talked to him a couple times. But from what I've seen, it's like they're like, wow, like, man, this is going to be crazy. Hopefully we can figure it out, before game day. That's kind of where they're at right now. I think I'm pretty sure they will, because a lot of them are here in this city, so they get together and still throw the football around. But it's going to be a challenge, I'm sure, because it's something that they have never seen before. So it's like you can't even imitate something that you've never seen before. You just got to like, okay, all right, let's try this out. It's going to be new. Yeah.
So with you being the defensive-minded guy you are, right? Watching that, you're like, okay, how do I defend this? Because now your guys are lining a yard up off the ball, right?
Right.
So like you as a defensive guy, I've asked a few of the defensive coaches that have done the shows and they're just like, you just got to figure out the best way that you can. So like for you ain't got to give anything away, but you've noticed something that you're like, ooh, there was this one play I wanted to try way back in the day, but it wouldn't work. But maybe with the Continental shift, it would work. Has like anything like that dinged into your head?
Yeah. So there's a, and I won't give anything away, especially now that it's being recorded. I'm most likely probably not going to be the defensive coordinator. We'll see. We're definitely trying to fill that, because being the president of this team is way more responsibility. So I may not be able to get to coach the defense, but we'll most. I'm just
going as you being the defensive coordinator. That's all I'm going by.
Yeah. So we'll probably knowing Slash will still run the same defense most likely, but there's a lot of things in our blitz packages that we could run, because with that chaos, it'll be well disguised.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought of it that way. So,
yeah, with that many guys in motion, you as a quarterback, because I played quarterback, like you're not going to see everything, right? Like everybody's moving. So if the defense is moving, yeah, you're going to have great eyes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, now that you say that, you really are going to have to, are you not? See, like Jay says right here, he goes, you can go down by 20 and still win the game in the fourth quarter.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much. All right. Listen, I know that
kicker with an amazing leg.
So is that what it is?
We're going to put that to use. Yeah.
Right. Look, I know you're an hour ahead of me. I know you have, you got the eye. You said the eye's bothering you, so I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Yes, yeah, it's swollen.
Right.
I don't know how it looks on camera, but
everybody's
looking. Yeah, my eyes normally not like this. I don't have a third eye.
Listen, you still look better than I do. You still look better than I do, right? But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask you one last question.
Okay.
Okay. And then I just want your honest opinion. You're buying into the Continental Football League. You've jumped in. You've gone from the semi to this, right? The schedules have been dropped now, right? Why is it that people should not be sleeping on this league and the Cincinnati Dukes? Continental Football League and the Cincinnati Dukes. Why shouldn't people be sleeping on you guys?
Yeah. So number one, for the Cincinnati Dukes, city or within a 50-mile radius, it's like, this is your team, right? So this isn't just a team that is owned by a big corporation or some billionaire that's just throwing something at you and saying, hey, root for these guys. This is your team. I mean, you could think of them like a high school, a university. Like, we play for you. Most of the guys on this team are also from this area. So if it's not, a relative, I'm sure it's somebody, a coworker, or somebody knows the people that are on this team. So this means something, right? And then for the entire league, again, this is football that is done by pure passion, right? Passion for the game, respecting the sport, and it's not just some sort of I was about to use a word that'll probably get your things banned, but it's something that is not theater, right? Like, this is real football. This is why you should care, right? It's for the people, literally by the people.
Right there.
Right? The
People's League.
Exactly. That's it. That's the number one reason. It's football that's made for you. And that's why you should care. And that's just not a saying. I mean, you can literally own a piece of every single team. Just reach out to each team and say, hey, I would like to be part owner. That's all you need to do. And it's your team. You can gift that down to your grandkids, your great-grandkids. It's your team.
See, every time I ask that question to you guys basically give the same answer, and I get goosebumps every time, because the X-Fan Show, when we started this, it was about the St. Louis Battlehawks. We've transitioned to where we are now. It's always been for the fans, by the fans. And like Jason says here, like my shirt says here, like you just said, this is the People's League.
Yes.
This is the league that is really for the love of the game. And it's for the people. Because you guys actually listen to what the fans have to say.
Correct. We're even going to let our fans, so we're not going to do it. I'm going to give away something that will happen next year. That's not going to happen this year. So Manny, forgive me. Next year, there will be a draft, okay, for players. And our fan owners can choose who we pick in the draft. So it's no more like you watch the NFL draft and they're like, oh, they picked that guy. No, we're gonna give the fans the opportunity to pick the guy that they want. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't.
Pick your guy. Yeah.
Yeah. See, oh man. See, like, I love that kind of stuff, and I love like what Quincy's doing down there, getting with the schools and possibly getting bands that come play at their school. What Josh and them are doing and stuff like that, All right, Levar, look, I know this was on a short notice, so I do appreciate you coming on tonight. It means a lot. I will reach out to you because I will help push the Cincinnati Dukes any way that I can, and just to push this whole entire league. Tell people where they can find you guys at and all of that good stuff.
Yes, so you can find us website CincinnatiDukes.com. You can also find us on Instagram. That's Cincy Dukes, CINCI Dukes, and then also on Twitter we're COFL for the Continental Football League. COFL Dukes on Twitter.
Oh, there's that phone call. You just got in trouble.
Yeah, text messages. I thought I muted the phone, but I did not.
There's Manny. You just got in trouble.
Yeah, hey. Exactly. He's right. Yeah.
Hey, don't worry. Just tell him, say Spurge made me do it. Tell him, blame me. Tell him, Spurge made me do it, man. Spurge made me do it,
Yeah.
Levar, thank you so much for joining us. I hope your eye feels better. I'm going to get you out of here. I am really looking forward to coming up to a Cincinnati Dukes game. Hell, I might even come up to a practice and get pictures for you.
More than
and
welcome.
Stuff like that,
Yeah.
I do
thank you for
appreciate
having me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, bro, the X-Fan Show is about the Continental Football League because we are a show for the fans, by the fans. So we're here to help promote a league that's called the People's League. That's why I had this shirt made. You want one?
Sure.
What size are you? I'll write it down. What size are you?
I wear a large. I like it tight. Yeah.
See, I'm a big guy. I don't look like it, but I'm a big guy. This is a 2X. Oh, large. All right. I'll get you one. I'll get you one made, man.
All right. Excellent.
All right, Levar. Thank you so much, sir. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Okay. All right. You too. Thanks again.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That was Levar Barry, the owner of the Cincinnati Dukes. You heard where you can go and find all of his stuff. I do want to give a special thanks to SAJ from Texans Talking Football for joining me tonight. I have Arlington calling me, so I'm sure I got in trouble with Arlington. But, I mean, what else is new? Hey, guys, this is the X-Fan Show. Thank you for joining us tonight here. I know you wanted to just talk XFL stuff, but hell, the UFL stuff, but the schedules dropped for the CFL, man. The CFL the COFL dropped its schedules. So that's what we had to talk about. I brought Jay on. Arlington was couldn't make it tonight, but he'll be back next Wednesday with us. With that being said, I will see you guys next week. Enjoy it. Like my man said right here, the COFL is where it is at. It is. If you guys have not paid attention to this league, you need to start looking and following this league because you are really, really missing something with the Continental Football League. With that being said, I'm Spurge, and I'm out of here. Have a great